Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our sixth raffle series here at Ashford Tea. Number 6 weeks. Wow, how time has gone by fast. Very excited about our guest today and our event, our drawing today. We got a lot of great stuff to give away, a lot of great conversation to have. So I'm Wayne, I'm with Ashford Tea, and this is what we call our Virtual Raffle series and a TEAx presentation series. TEAx, the acronym is Talk, Enhance, and Advance. And it's a spinoff of TEDx. So we hope with our raffle series and events that we're able to entertain, educate, and motivate you, okay? So I'm here in what I call my paradise, my second life location, Savannah, Georgia. Another beautiful, beautiful day. It's in the 80s here. It's just lovely. It's lovely. So I hope you guys are out there staying safe and healthy. We're going to give you some more tips on how to continue to stay healthy and take care of your mental as well as your physical, and talk to a great guest about his journey with his passion involved. Okay, so you guys want to go in? Ready to get started? All right, let's go. Musician Jacob Evans. Jacob and I are going to talk a little bit. So we're going to hang out, and hopefully you'll hang out and have some fun for the next hour or so. So join me over here with my guy, Jacob Evans.
What's up? Good to see you. Alright, it's my funny joke of the day. I'm good. What's happening, man?
What's going on? What's going on?
Well, I'm just trying to get a funky one. It's all about layers,
Layers. See, I don't know about that stuff. I mean, I can't play an instrument. I know what I like to listen to and what I like to listen to and what I like to hear, so to speak, and build a relationship from that aspect. I wish I could play an instrument. You and I talked about that before. So I live vicariously through you playing. So, what's new in the music, in your music life? Anything new?
I'm trying to get as good as I can at, producing and stuff like that. So
you produce your own stuff?
So yes, sir. Shameless promotion time. Your boy out here. Yes. Record, produce, engineer, my mix and master.
Oh, wow. So last week we sort of kind of debuted your new single.
Yes. We had a release party here after the broadcast was over. We was just chilling and stuff. Stuff we can't really do right now in public, but
So, what's the feedback so far on your new single? What's the name of it?
The name of the new single that just came out, I forgot what day it just dropped, but it's called First Funk, and in parentheses it says "Girl of My Dreams."
Okay,
couldn't choose.
And the beauty, you ended up that was part of our raffle, and you sent how many?
It was last week and the week before that got the single, and I guess, I'll be continuing to give that out until I guess something.
So we raffle. Part of the raffle is Jacob sends out or raffles off his music. I think when you first started, it was your album, and now it's the new single, or is it a combination of sometime?
Actually, you think we should give them a choice?
I don't know. It's always good to have choices.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, so when people win, you know, if you prefer like the album or the single, I don't know.
We'll work that out somehow.
Okay.
We'll try to figure that out. So, where can they find you and reach out to you, listen to your music if they don't win the music?
True. You can listen to it for free. You might not be able to buy it, download it, but you can stream it on Spotify. You can stream it on iTunes, and also Google Play and Amazon Music, anywhere you listen to music almost, aside from SoundCloud. I'll put that on there later, I think.
So, one of these questions that popped in my head as you and I continue to build our relationship, and I know on my journey, I'm a little older than you, just a little bit. I know certain artists, I would kind of wait around for them to drop something new, right? I'm gonna date myself, like the Isley Brothers when I was growing up, right? You don't even probably know.
Oh, I am offended. You can't be a good musician without knowing the old good musicians. Come on.
Okay. So the Isley Brothers seemed every summer they would release slamming, album. I mean, pretty much the whole album was nice, right? So now, fast forward, I don't know if artists still do that type of stuff how often do you work on and releasing and trying to do all that stuff? Tell me, what's the theory or science behind it? I don't know.
I got you. Well, I hear people say all the time that people don't listen to albums anymore. I've heard that, and then I've also heard releasing just one single at a time might be good because you have people just listening to this one thing, focused on that. But really, there's no rules, and I haven't seen any proof that works. So I just go whatever feels good. And how I go with releasing music, honestly, it's just whatever I finished at the time. And if it's a lot of things, I'll be I guess I'll release an album.
Okay. Because I'm thinking from the business side of music, the music industry, artists will try to, lack of a better phrase, try to stream their followers out a little bit, so build up that hype so they may drop something, last year, it might be another 2-3 years before they, and I guess it also maybe depends on how well that last one sold, or I don't know, but it just seems to be less frequent now, I think, for artists. I mean, as a person who listens and follows artists and love music, some of my favorite musicians and vocalists and bands, I would love for them to just do stuff. They drop stuff once every 6 months or something. That would be killer. But
you mean a song?
A song. Or I guess I'm asking too much for albums.
Yeah. You'll be surprised how long it takes to finish an album or just a song. It takes way longer than you think. Way longer than you think. Coming from the person that does every single step by himself, it takes a very long time.
And that's beautiful what you do, because you do. You put it all together from point A to point B, the beats and everything, right? Wow. Very nice. What you sipping on over there today?
Well, if you must, this is the red berries, and I heard something about this drink right here. I heard you can actually eat this. Now, I ain't really scared, so I'm gonna do it. Well, that just tastes like candy. Okay.
So the red berries. So today we're gonna focus on what I call fruit teas and tisanes.
This is good.
Which ain't that?
This is good.
So I think that's a strawberry piece that you grabbed.
That's really good.
So I went ahead and took the liberty of making it up for you. So we call that red berries. That's one of our most popular teas. Jacob likes his tea sweet, so he does our apple sugar, which is a very natural sweetener, very low glycemic, very diabetic friendly. It does no good to drink a high quality organic tea or drink or tisane and then muck it up with, muck it up with, processed sugar and stuff like that. So we keep it all natural.
Mm.
And if you wouldn't mind, yes, please, pour me a little cup too as well.
Now I'm going to remember to hold the lid this time.
Show them the proper etiquette. Show them the proper etiquette. Show the peoples how to pour tea.
Don't I look like I have no worries in the world? That's how you need to look when you pour tea. Hey, you all, my good sir.
All right, man. Now this is one of my favorite teas, and this is, like I said, this is what we classify more of a fruit tea. And we're doing it right now. We're having it warm, but it also will make a very nice iced tea as well. So here you go, man. Cheers. Cheers. Oh my goodness gracious. Tell the people what you're experiencing, man. What are you experiencing?
So that jam. No, this is really good. This is a treat. Yo, you can eat this, and it tastes like what it seems like. Like this tea, I guess, came from that. I don't know. It's as plain as it is. Like you can, I don't know how to say this. It tastes like it came from that.
Right.
And it's good.
So you got the strawberries, you got some elderberries, you got some bilberries in there, you got some hibiscus in there.
Mm-hmm. Grapes.
Yeah, so it is, again, it's one of my all-time favorite fruit teas. Remember, just like I continue to give you little tips and refreshing you reminders on tea. Tisanes or herbal teas, fruit teas are not really teas, as Americans call them teas. They do not come from the tea tree plant. Okay, we'll talk about it some more as we go along today. But they are, in the world, they're called tisanes. We Americans call them herbals, but they're caffeine free. Okay, caffeine free, not decaf, caffeine free. So that's a big difference, okay? So yes, this is again one of my favorite.
Yo, if I might say, I call this the fruit punch of teas.
Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. So what else, what kind of stuff are you gonna mix up for us today? I know you're gonna play a low music, right?
Oh yeah. I honestly have no idea.
You're just gonna go with your flow?
Yes, I'm just like trying to find some song that I haven't done for y'all yet. I don't have a plan at all.
This is our 6th week. This is number 6. This is like 6 weeks.
No, man.
This is wild. This is wild. It's amazing, when you're living in your passion, living in your gift, how it just seems, time just goes by. So quick. And then with that too, just the people that we meet on our path, when you're living what I call living in your purpose, or living with a purpose, or living life with purpose, or living even extremely, living life to the T.
Oh, hold on, I didn't mean to hear that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So with this fruit tea, it also is going to enhance your immune system. Berries are great anti-inflammatories, and that's something important. Now we're living in this COVID-19. We got to continue to take care of ourselves. We got to continue to stay healthy. Yeah, we got to. And again, practice common sense guidelines, washing your hands, the social distancing. But one of the main things is our immune system. We have to stay as healthy and as strong as we possibly can. And I repeat this and say this all the time, that there's no other beverage that is as healthy for you out there than tea. There's other stuff you can drink, but I'm saying from organic, low calories, just all natural. It grows that way. There's no lab, there's no scientist doing anything to alter it. Okay. So with that said, I'm gonna remove myself because Jacob is, itching to get started with some music for you guys, and I know you guys tired of hearing me talk as well. So, without further ado, my man, Jacob Bass.
What's up, y'all? This is complete transparency right now. I don't even know what I'm about to do, so let me just think of a song. Here we go.
Every day the deficit grows, and you spend more than you own. And Papa always said to me, keep a close eye on your authority. And you say that you care. Yeah, well, I was unaware. And you say that you care. Well, I was unaware. I was unaware, 'cause all you do is push, pull, tear. You can't stretch it any farther. Push, pull, tear. We can't stretch it any farther. Well, every day the taxes increase. Is this our land or is this our leash? And Papa say, son, it's the land of the free. As he broke his back trying to make ends meet. And you say that you care. Yeah. Well, I was unaware. You say that you care. Well, I was unaware. I was unaware, 'cause all you do is push, pull, tear. You can't stretch it any farther. Push, pull, tear. You can't stretch it any farther.
Okay. Oh, that is what we kids call off the dome. Yes.
Very nice. I'm gonna sneak in here.
Man, what's up?
So sometimes, you know what, we get going in this
You
whole
already know.
program.
And this is the 6th time we've done this? 6th. It's getting better and better every single time.
But sometimes we go, we get to talking, and we lose track of time.
Yeah.
And we hadn't even pulled one raffle.
When 30 minutes left.
Right.
Because it's happened about 3 times already.
Right. So we're gonna pull one right off the cuff here. So again, we have raffle tickets that you can purchase every week. And with the raffle tickets, they're only $2.50 if you buy them separate individually. But if you buy sets of 5s, they're $1 a piece. So a set of 5 is $5. And that enters you into the raffle. And I want to give everyone a chance to have that magic ticket. The majority of the winners have purchased 10 or more tickets at a time. Okay? And again, I'd like to thank the previous guests who have been with me, who have been so kind, so gracious, great friends of Ashford Tea to donate their services, gifts, passion, stories, and this wouldn't be what it is right now without them. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate the love and the support they've given me or Ashford Tea. All right. So with this, again, if you purchase a ticket, even if you don't win, we give away discounts. You also are entered into building momentum to become a Ashford Tea Club member, which also gives you even further discounts, but also it gives you an opportunity to receive free teas monthly. So right now, I think we're up to almost 8 Tea Club members right now from this last 6 events that we've had. So I sent out their first installment of teas this week, and they'll get another tea next month and another one the following month. So then they also get discounts. And then also we're getting ready to put together a program where we're going to have virtual tea tastings, and they will be, if they so select to be, part of the virtual tea tasting. So I'm going to let Jacob reach in here and grab our first winner, and the first winner will strawberry teas that Jacob and I just sampled.
Excellent.
Some filters to be able to steep the teas. This is all loose teas. Music from Jacob, and also, which you haven't even seen this yet, it's also eligible for, going to be eligible for a 10 by 10 canvas original from our guest, Calvin Woodum, who's coming up. Okay, so a lot of great stuff, even in the first drawing.
That's how we do though.
That's how we do.
We just give you everything.
That's how we do. So, first winner, Magic Tip to give.
Corona free hands. I don't even look. I have no favoritism. I don't discriminate. Oh, what's up, Nick? Nick Warrich from Tyrone, PA.
All right, congratulations to Nick.
Congratulations. You'll be getting the new single and everything else.
And everything else. All right. So, first winner, I'm going to let Jacob play one more, and then come back with us when he's done. You're going to meet our exceptional, talented guest.
Standing right here before, and I do it every time. I never think I lose, but it's a losing game. And I'm breaking all the rules, thinking that I'm gonna change. Oh, it's good that these girls don't know each other. I got one that's working undercover, trying to solve my mystery. Well, look at one mistake I'm making now. I'm jumping right on it when I know it's gonna end somehow. Look at one mistake I'm making now. I'm jumping right on it when I know it's gonna end somehow. I've told these stories and I've said these lies. I ignore what my heart tells me and I break it every time. I never think I'd lose, but it's a losing game. And I'm breaking all the rules, thinking that I'm gonna change. Oh, it's good that these girls don't know each other. Well, every time I lose one, I can just move on and always find another. But look at one mistake I'm making now. I'm jumping around it when I know it's gonna end somehow. Look at one mistake I'm making now. I'm jumping right on it when I know it's gonna end somehow. We got there, praise the Lord.
All right.
Ray, you ready for us?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get it. The loop.
So I wanted you guys to see real quick before I introduce our guest this week, Nick, the winner of our first drawing. This is the 10 by 10, one of the 10 by 10s that was also part of the bounty.
Let me get that one up.
Very nice. Very nice. So I wanted to show that one off. So, I don't know, should I do one more?
How many we got left?
We got 3 more. We're gonna do three more draws.
Yeah, hit one.
Get one. So all right, I'll do one. I'm gonna go top. Top level. Top shelf. Roman Willis out of Charlotte, North Carolina
All right, man.
is the winner. So again, filters, tea, music.
Keep it music and art. Come on, Angie.
Can't beat it, can't beat it. So I'm gonna put this up here so I won't lose it. Roman won't get mad at me. All right, so I'm excited about, I mean, I just don't have words to say that how special this next guest is to me personally and my family. And I'm trying not to get sentimental, but when I first moved to Savannah, he's one of the first people that embraced me and my family. And I call him the unofficial mayor of Savannah. All around, great guy. Like I said, there's not words that I can describe or say how I appreciate the love that he's given me and my family in Ashford T. So before I shed a tear here,
You got it, bro.
I want to introduce you guys to Calvin Woodum of Cal Art. So Calvin, how are you today?
I'm well, Wayne. How are you?
Fine, sir. Fine. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna let you do most of the stuff, because you're pretty long-standing resident here in Savannah.
30 years.
Wow. I would say that's long. That's long. Your work is pretty much all over the city, I think. To me, it's very exceptional stuff. I know I tease you all the time. I tell them I could probably do some of that. Believe me, folks, I can't do this stuff that he's doing. Tell us about yourself.
Well, Wayne, I always say, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You can do it. Well, I'm originally from Riceville, Georgia, a small town out in the country in middle Georgia. And I moved to Savannah in 1990. And just being surrounded by the natural beauty here in Savannah, the architecture, and a plethora of multi-talented artists in the city, musicians in the city. You fall in love with Savannah. As people say, Savannah has that charm. There's something magical about this place.
It is.
And,
I agree.
And I just love to put myself out there and be surrounded by people of influence and who loves the art and culture here. Certainly.
I know when you and I are together, whether you come to the shop here or we're walking around town, very seldom do we pass anyone who don't know you, who doesn't know you. I mean, that's beautiful. So, how did this? What did you originally start off doing? So you went to a university here, school here?
Yes. In 1990, as I said, I moved to Savannah, and then around 1999, I got a job at SCAD. And but keep in mind that 1990 to 99, I was sort of in an incubation period where I was just absorbing what was around me, the energy, the spectacle of the art scene here. And So that sort of ignited something within me. And so in '99, working at SCAD, part of your benefits package, you had one free class. So certainly I took advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then sort of fast forward, 2005, as I'm sure I've told you before, that's when my mom passed away. And that's when my life as an artist really started, in 2005.
Okay. So that ignited the love for art, or did you already have that little,
Oh yeah, I think that I've always loved art, but certainly having not grown up around art, obviously there are no galleries in my hometown, no museums in my hometown or near my hometown other than Atlanta, Georgia, which is 5 hours away, I think. But I think I just look through the magazines, or you see on TV, when you look at the backgrounds on the walls, you notice art.
Right.
And I sort of think my very basic level of interacting with art was really, vicariously through, media.
Yeah. That's very good. So, how did you decide? Because we've had a few artists here the last 6 weeks, and each of them have a different reason or different intro to art, so to speak, and even be more specific, what they would classify, what genre their art fits in. Okay, so where would you, and we're sitting here, Calvin's art is on display here at our shop. He's one of our resident artists, our first resident artist, and I would probably say, again, because I'm biased, our number one artist here. When I look at what you do, and I guess it's abstract, right?
Yes.
But it's a little different. It's different. You explain it. It's different.
Well, certainly abstract just means it's exaggerated. And I wasn't obviously trained to be a painter. So, and I tell people, I just pour paint on a canvas and see what happens. And I build layers on layers on layers. And I try not to manipulate the paint so much. And I typically, lay the canvas on a flat surface and let the paint sit for a period of time, and then I'll stand it up and let it drip. As you can see, sometimes less, sometimes more.
Right.
And but so basically that's my process, and certainly not being a traditional painter, where you can paint something that looks like something in the real world.
Right.
But abstract, it sort of gives you that impression quite often of something that you may recognize.
I know you and I have talked on numerous occasions about art and your art. And I know sometimes I'm talking to you and you're doing pieces, and you tell me, I'm working on this piece, but I'm not quite satisfied with it, So what does that mean?
Well, sometimes you know when a piece is finished. And then sometimes, and quite often it's just a little area in the painting that looks a little, it doesn't look quite as defined as I want it to be. Maybe the color's a little dull.
Okay.
So I typically pour another, layer to make that color a little more vivid, to make it stand out a bit more, to create some interest, some visual interest.
Right.
Typically that's what I mean. And then sometimes I don't feel anything, because as you know, art is emotional, and I want to feel something. I want the painting to tell me something. I want the painting to tell me what to do. I want the painting to tell me what it's about.
Yeah, interesting. Very nice.
So that could be obviously emotional or visual.
Okay. Now I'm getting alerted here that we have some questions or something or another from our viewers. So what you got?
Cloves and Ginger, he asked, Calvin, what were some of your influences of getting into art?
Well, certainly locally, my friends, who are multi-talented local artists here in Savannah, who were either students, staff, or faculty at SCAD. I very much enjoyed myself at SCAD, and and around SCAD. And also, you know, the great artists of the world. I mean, Basquiat, you know, how could you not love Basquiat? Van Gogh, Ellsworth Kelly, Monet, and Rothko. Really just a great artist of the world. I love them all.
That question was from the pie guy.
The pie guy. We had the pie guy on last week.
Pie guy.
Those pies, oh my goodness gracious.
Yes.
So talking about the pies, we're actually going to we're coming up with a package set for Father's Day too as well. So we'll be on the lookout for that. So how do you you and I have talked about this numerous times, and I've asked this to a couple other artists. How do you determine the price of your work? You know, how do you come up with, okay, this is value, this is X?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Now, probably mine is a little controversial because not being a traditional painter, I don't stand or sit at the canvas for a certain period of time. Because I don't need to, I don't have to. Because I use a pour and drip method where I pour the paint on the canvas and I let it sit. And I can go, clean the house. I can go play tennis. I can come to Ashford Tea Company. So mine is a little different, but I just sort of keep a price point that's sort of just under 2 or 3 local artists because I feel like their level sort of helps me to gauge my price level. They are educated. Some of them were art educators, and they've been in the field for a very long time. So I try to stay under, and it's really just 2 or 3 people. Mm-hmm. And I typically size mine, price mine by the size, and think what market I want to, sort of gravitate towards. Right. Students, versus a first-time collector, versus somebody who's collected, for 50 years or as long as I've been born. Right. And obviously, that socioeconomic status sort of comes into play. Right. So that's how I price my pieces, because I just can't time the hours that I spend on one piece.
Because I think it's very important for people to understand that, especially if you're new to collecting art or trying to understand art. I know it was a challenge for me coming up when I first started 30 plus years ago trying to collect art. Now I get it, I understand it. And the other part of it is, and I think one of our other previous guests, Sonia, was saying that I've been blessed enough to be able to also have relationship with some of the artists that I have collected their work. So that's important too as well. So I know that you are exclusive, pretty much abstract. That's what you do.
Yes.
Okay. So can someone commission you to do work, and how does that look from an abstract artist? If I want to commission you to do work, what is that?
Yes, they can. Now, typically, I would allow them to give me a color scheme.
Okay.
And that's about it. And, I may ask them if they want it to look, a bit more minimal or something a little more heavily layered, like these pieces.
Right.
But that's really about it because, once again, not being a traditional painter, I can't bring a certain image that they may have in mind to fruition. So it's really, and I remember my first commission, which was a friend from my hometown. And really, I remember for 5 seconds, and I can still remember this, Cheryl, if you're looking, when she said, well, Calvin, I just have you paint me one. And I thought, whoa, because what if she doesn't like it? And but after that 5 seconds, I stuck to what I feel about every painting I do. I'm going to create it, and I'm going to love it. And I'm going to like it. Because when I love it and I like it, as an artist, I think that's all that matters to me. Now, of course, you want your client to like it, your collector to like it. But I know that when I finish a painting and there's a connection with that painting, which is quite often universal,
Right.
I know that somebody else is going to love it as much as I do.
And I would say that's a perfect way to put it. And I know with me, you and I purchased some smaller pieces from you, but I also plan on purchasing a larger piece, commission you on. And I know with me, you were like, hey, what colors do you want? And you knowing, and I'm colorblind, so abstract is a huge challenge for me because I am colorblind. I can see true colors, but the variations of colors. So when you say, hey, just tell me what colors you want, we'll just work it out. So that's beautiful. That's perfect. So let's pull one more because I want you to talk about your journey, your art too as well. So I'm gonna let you do the honors.
Okay. I love to move things around. Because this is my art, you don't plan it, you just make it happen. Very good. Let's see. Roman Willis, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Number two for Roman. Okay, Roman. Here you go. So with that, why don't you kind of tell us what's going on in some of your work here? I think you even have a journey. Just let people know who some of the winners. These are the smaller pieces, or what we're raffling away. So Roman has 2 pieces now.
Yes. So we'll give him just give him a black and white one.
To go.
Yeah, to go with that one. Just to mix it up a little. Well, I like to think that in kindergarten, with coloring books, I remember the teacher gave us crayons and a coloring book. And I really thought, oh, this is so dumb. I don't want to do this. I honestly did. Because I was certainly not an artist at that point. And I remember, fast forward to high school, my friend's mom worked for our local newspaper. And having 3 sons, she certainly did not want to be getting home at midnight on a Friday after a sporting event. So she asked me to be her assistant. So I was her a photographer's assistant. And I took photos of the sports teams for our local paper in high school yearbook. So really photography was my first introduction to art. And then once again, fast forward to 2005, when my mother passed away, being approaching 40 years old, I said to myself, okay, Calvin, whatever it is that you need to be doing while you're here on this earth now, you need to start doing it now, because at that point I had to figure out who I was and what I really wanted to be doing while I was here on this earth. And I actually finished this first painting. And obviously I think I will keep this painting. I don't think I'll ever sell it. And the piece is called Progression. And to me, it's very much a grid. And it reminds me of framework on a construction site. And certainly somebody's making progress in their life. They're either building their dream home, or they're building their business, or they're doing it for someone. So progress certainly is being made. And I felt like when I finished this first painting, I finally made progress in my life, because I really had at that point found my lifelong passion. Finishing that first painting, my life changed. The weight of the world was taken off my shoulders. I didn't have to prove myself to anyone anymore. And I've done something with my own 2 hands that no one could ever take away from me. And that's what that piece did for me. Because obviously, with my mom passing, one chapter in my life, was closed, but another one open. And, God gave me that gift. So I'm very happy, I'm very lucky that I became an artist at that point. And these 10 by 10 pieces, yes, these are the ones that I donated for this raffle, because I love to share my art with the rest of the world. and I just want to get it out there. And those are very low price points, so anybody can afford those. And now these pieces have been hanging here at Ashford Tea Company for a while. And I sort of got, you know, an older piece, kind of older piece and a newer piece, because I really wanted to do something a little more minimal, a little more abstract. I really want to do a series where I pour just one, you know, dash of paint on the canvas and see what happens. Now that has to be, something has to happen because it can't look just like a blob of paint on the canvas. But this one, obviously, I think I had to do 2 or 3 pours. But eventually, I'm going to do 1 pour, and that's it. So something will happen in that series.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
And now this piece here, should we talk about this one?
Yeah, let's go.
Now this is a piece, it's a 30 by 40, and it's valued at $1,000. Currently it's untitled, and this is a piece that the grand prize person will win eventually today. And I sort of used some colors that I had left over from other paintings. And from time to time, I like to do that, so I can just go ahead and use the paint. And as you see, it's just you know, multi-colors just thrown together, and it really created a great color palette. And I see things in it. You know, quite often, as people say, I see faces. So I'm wondering what this is going to be titled. I haven't titled it yet, but I hope that the lucky raffle winner would love it as much as I do. And really, I finished this yesterday because there was a layer, there was an area that I wasn't happy with. You know, I wanted to create a little more visual interest, and so the paint dried last night, so it's fresh off the boat, so to speak.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So I'm gonna pour. Calvin and I are sitting here in front of a rooibos gullet. And rooibos is, some people may recognize the name as red tea or red bush, that's what it means. So there's some papaya pieces, some mango in there, peach and orange pieces, okay? Calvin also is another southerner who likes a little sweetener.
Lightly sweet.
So I hope I did justice with this. So again, warm. This is another tea that's a herbal or tisane that is caffeine free, and it's rooibos is very high in antioxidants, as high as a green tea without any caffeine whatsoever. So it's truly my go-to tea from the herbal side or on the tisane side. Okay, so cheers.
Cheers. Very good, Wayne.
Very nice. So we're going to, I'm going to take Calvin, why don't we do this? I have this is live, guys. Can't get any better than this. So I have another friend of Ashford Tea Company that actually came in and say hello to Calvin.
Hey, Calvin.
Hi, Laura. Well, welcome.
And so also just have Jacob play a little piece for us before I'm going to show, hopefully teach Calvin how to make an iced tea from loose tea real quick as we get kind of close up to the end of our program. Okay, so one more small piece from Jacob.
To the
just love of this Frank Ocean song that I just really wanted to do for some odd reason.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So what we're gonna do here is real quick. I think we have about, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, 10 or 9 minutes left. Real quick, I'm gonna see if I can do this and walk Calvin to doing creating an iced tea from loose tea with all the tools that we provide here at Ashford Tea Company. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we sampled, we tasted the warm. That's what I call a Rooibos Gullah tea. So Gullah is, what would you say? Gullah is a region here in Georgia. I think part of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina.
In Florida.
In Florida.
Northern Florida.
In Florida. And I wanted to create or come up with a tea that represents kind of that coastal aspect of that region. So that's how this Rooibos Gullah came to be. And Gullah is a big history or story about the Gullah Geechee people here in Savannah. So what we're gonna do is make iced tea real quick. This is the Rooibos Gullah. My production crew is telling me speed it up, Wayne. So Wayne will speed it up. So I'll give Calvin the teaspoon. So the rule of thumb is 1 teaspoon for every 6 to 8 ounces of water. This is a 34-ounce smart tea maker. So it's gonna be like 5.5 teaspoons that you put into that. 1, 2, 3. And because this is an herbal or tisane tea, you do use heapings. He's doing it exactly right. So it's 5 heapings of tea. So I have my water with tisanes and herbals. Your water should be a boil. So my water is already boiled. Please put in the 5 teaspoons. Grab my boiling water. Pour it into my smart tea maker. So I close it out. I close the lid to keep the aroma, all the flavor in. Each tea, just reminders from what we talked about in previous weeks, each tea commands or demands a different steeping time. Tisanes, herbals, I like to do 10 minutes. Some enthusiasts will tell you 5 minutes, but I like to do 10, but for the sake of this, I'm gonna do 6. And this one we may not get through it, but I want you to see how this tea maker works. So now it's sitting and steeping. Remember I said steeping to tea is brew to coffee, as brew is to coffee, okay? So just for the sake of time, I've already made an iced tea. Doing it exactly how I'm showing you. So the tea that Jacob and I enjoy called red berries, I made that one iced earlier. So I used the same tool. And I actually took this and filled it and picture up, and I'll show you right before we sign off how that works. And then I put it in the refrigerator to have it chill. And this is what is the result of the red berries. So that was the first tea that we sampled and tasted. It was red berries, all red berries. And then this is the tea that Calvin and I had hot that we're now having cold. A lot of times I get questions about what's the best way to have premium loose tea. Is hot optimal more so than ice? And it doesn't matter either way. You're going to get the health benefits whether you do it hot or cold. But it has to be a very good quality loose tea. Remember we talked about the difference between loose tea and bag teas. The majority of bag teas are in the industry what we call dust and fannings. So they're the bottom of the barrel tea, you know, not a whole lot of antioxidants, flavor, or anything. That's why sometimes you can get a peach black tea and an apricot black tea that's in bags, and you can't really tell the difference of it, you know, because again, it's the bottom of the barrel, but not with the loose tea, not with the loose tea. So let's see how many minutes I got here. I got 6 minutes. So again, I will let this steep a little longer, but to show you guys how it works. My timer would go off. actually sit. And this glass is borosilicate glass, so it's able to handle high temperatures, microwavable, dishwasher safe. It's that glass that we use in chemistry class back in the day. I don't think they take chemistry. You take chemistry in high school? I'm asking my son that question. So I would do the same thing again to fill this back up. I did 2 of these and this, and then I would put it into the refrigerator. And it normally takes the refrigerator about 3 to 4 hours to cool it, to chill it down. If I was in a hurry, I would leave it, I would just do the one, but then I would just add ice to this. I would fill this up with ice and it will cool it down, chill it down to its weight, okay? So, Jacob, if you would loop your music here.
It is time.
When we come over, we all are gonna have a little
Tea time.
iced tea. Oh, and while we're getting ready for that iced tea, we're gonna have the grand prize draw here.
Look how good.
Huh?
Grand Poobah.
Yo, bro, you should have told me you was gonna give away that painting though.
So the grand prize is gonna be the 30 by 40. Is that
Yes.
artwork? It's gonna be Jacob's music. This with tea is gonna be 4 ounces of tea, one of the red berries or the rubber's gullet. But you're also gonna get one of those porcelain cups there on the shelf next to Calvin's artwork. I don't know who.
Let Calvin pull it. Or our special guest. To make it more special.
All right, yeah, let's get the special guest to pull it.
Yes.
No, because I'm in the raffle.
Oh! Good looking at it. Good looking at it.
I'll do it. Close my eyes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, who would this be? Melissa Eubanks,
Oh,
Columbia,
wow.
South Carolina.
Congratulations, Melissa. Congratulations.
Slightly mad at you.
Melissa, you are and own a Calwood Art Original. Congratulations. Thank you.
I'll bring a couple more glasses in for you're welcome to join us, and I will pour. So here is the red berries.
Excellent. That's good.
Now, I normally don't do sweetener. These 2 guys do sweetener, so
Slightly.
Oh, I get down.
this might be a little bit.
Oh, this yeah. Vote for me if y'all want. Oh man.
So as we drink out of the Morocco glasses, authentic Morocco glasses from Morocco.
Fancy stuff. So you put your pinky up on this.
No, that's what the cup.
So I would like to thank you guys for joining us again for number 6. We're looking forward to number 7. Next week, we're going to have Roger Smith here, who is the director of Senior Citizens Incorporated here in Savannah, Georgia. And we're going to talk about aging healthy. So we're going to talk about that and some of the programs that he offers in the organization that he's affiliated with. And we're just going to hang out again and have some more fun. You'll be here, right? Okay.
Is that a joke?
Calvin might even be here. He might be handling the camera. He's been handling the camera the last couple of weeks. And friend, who knows who might drop by? Who knows who might drop by? But listen, all my love to you guys. I hope you guys are being safe out there. I look forward to seeing you somewhere in the near future.